I watched a family in our church who had done this really well in their lives, and when medical crisis showed up, it made a big difference in how they respond. Many of you know this young lady, Vanessa McElheron, who has served in our church for a long time. She served in our greeter ministries. She's been a part of our Emerge ministry and journey groups, hosted a journey group in her home. She has one of the most positive, infectious attitudes of anybody you might experience. Now, Vanessa came to this through quite a bit of hardship. If you knew her, you knew that her peripheral vision didn't work so well, and she had some issues with her balance when she walked and when she moved. But Vanessa dealt with all this with a high amount of class and positivity, even in the midst of her challenges. And it started forming in her very early. You see, she was born with medical challenges that had her wind up going to the hospital 21 times for surgery before she was 10 years old. And in the midst of this, she learned that her life, her body, herself is not her own at an early age. And what do you know? Her parents learned those very same lessons, that this girl is God's. And He can take her when He wants to. He can heal her when He wants to. And they watched Him do miraculous healing after healing in her life and knew that every day that she was here on planet Earth was a privilege. This developed immense faith in Vanessa when she was faced with a kidney transplant surgery. And the psychologist came in to talk to her about how she deals with stress. She asked, "How do you deal with stress?" And Vanessa said, "I pray." The psychologist said, "Okay, yeah, that's nice, but do you do deep breathing exercises or yoga or other things that help you deal with stress?" And Vanessa said, "I pray." The doctors wondered if she had the psychological health to go through her surgery or if she was just in denial. But the truth is, she just trusted God, and so did her parents for her every life and her every breath. And every day that she was around was celebrated. Well, at the age of 26, just a few weeks ago, Vanessa died of brain aneurysms. And she had thought about what she wanted to have happen at the end of her life, because she knew that her life was just a puff of smoke, and one day there would be a celebration of her life, because she didn't want it to be a funeral. It was going to be a celebration of life. And it became obvious that not only was she resigned to Jesus, her parents were resigned to Jesus by the way that celebration of life service happened. Here were the orders Vanessa gave, and her parents followed. Nobody is to wear black. No sad faces. Upbeat music, and Pastor Mark will give the message and make an invitation to follow Jesus. And what Vanessa wants, Vanessa gets. Yeah, it was one of those things. And so we did, and 400 people showed up right here in this room, and we told them about Jesus, and we did, just like Vanessa asked, a Baptist-style, come to the front, bow the knee invitation moment, and we invited everybody, new decision for Jesus, or people who had followed Jesus for a lifetime, and nearly every single person in the room came down, and they filled up this whole area, and these 3 aisles of people bowing the knees and singing praise to Jesus. It was a beautiful moment that I'll never forget. Vanessa wanted that whether by her life or by her death, it would glorify God. And that happened. And her parents were right up front, right here, bowing their knees to Jesus right along with everybody else. They had given their daughter over to Jesus. Because the truth is, things don't always turn out with our kids the way we want them to. I mean, sometimes our kids will get sick. Some of our kids will die early. Some of our kids will go wayward. And the way that you've given your kids over to God in the meantime makes a huge difference in how you'll respond.